Trisha, just do us all a favor and divorce my son.
Pardon me?
I'm out having coffee with a friend right now, and it suddenly hit me. The mistake wasn't me and my husband moving in with you and Lee. It was allowing him to marry you in the first place. Now that I've realized the real problem, I want to fix that mistake as soon as possible.
Just hold on a second here. If this is some kind of joke, it isn't funny. You know I'm pregnant again, right?
Don't worry about that. You're still young. You've got time to get your life turned around after the divorce.
What?
At first, I thought I could put up with you. But now that we're living together, I know that's going to be impossible. I appreciate you two letting us move in with you. I really do. It helped my husband and I with our financial situation. And at first, I thought my son marrying you, someone he's known since he was a kid, would be a good idea. I really wanted grandchildren. I really did.
Okay.
I really thought you'd be able to give my son a son of his own. But all you seem to be able to give him is daughters, huh? And it's not just me. My friend Cedric has said nothing but bad things about you as well. He feels the same way I do about all of this. He's here with me right now. We've been talking about you this whole time.
Look, I know you were disappointed when we found out that this baby was also going to be a girl, but I can't control the sex of my child. No one can.
It's not just that. You and Lee aren't right for each other. You're just not compatible. I don't know why he chose to marry you in the first place. And the fact that you won't give us a boy to carry on the family name. Everyone thinks that's terrible.
I didn't realize having daughters was such a terrible thing.
It is! You didn't know that.
What? Are you being serious?
Yes, of course. You know my husband and I only have one son ourselves. If you don't give birth to a son, our family line is finished. It's over.
I could see that being an issue 400 years ago, but I think you're overreacting in this day and age.
You don't seem to understand how important this is. I think it's because you're too stupid to understand.
I don't think you need to talk to me like that.
My husband can trace his lineage back over 300 years, all the way back to Italy, and now it's going to end. He talked to me about this. He's really upset. And everything he said made perfect sense. I can't argue with any of it.
So, because my first two children were girls, you and your husband want to kick me out of the family?
That's exactly right.
Anthony has never mentioned anything about this to me. We get along great. He loves playing with his granddaughter, and he seemed overjoyed when Lee and I told him we were pregnant again. He didn't seem even a little disappointed when we told him it was going to be another girl, either.
He was just being nice. He didn't want to hurt your feelings. I know he was crushed on the inside. So how about you pack your suitcases and get out as soon as you can, okay?
This is all so sudden. Did you expect me to just say, okay, I'll leave, just like that? You didn't seriously think I would, did you? Things are going great with Lee and I.
I figured you'd be like this.
Huh?
I know pregnant women are pig-headed. They never listen to reason. You're a proof of that. I bet you're gonna start getting violent, too. It's gonna be scary if I have to continue living with you. Please, just divorce Lee.
No! I love Lee, and he loves me.
Lee's still a kid. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't understand how the world works.
Lee's not a kid. He's in his 30s now. Stop treating him like a baby. That's just crazy.
My little boy will always be my little boy, no matter how old he is. What's so crazy about that? I can see this conversation isn't going anywhere. I'm done talking to you.
You're the one who won't listen to reason. No one in their right mind would go along with a request like that.
No, you're just that type of person. I can't believe Lee married such a stubborn, irritating woman. He really screwed up. You're useless. I think I'll get Cedric's wife to take your place when you leave Lee. He just offered.
Wait, you're going to do what now?
Cedric's wife isn't much older than you. And she's already given him 2 sons that can carry on his family name for him. So I don't think he cares if she leaves him now. In fact, he's offering. She's proven that she can give birth to boys, like a good wife should. I figure she'll make a great second wife for my son. All she'll have to do is give birth to one more boy, and she'll have proved that she's infinitely better than you.
She's had 2 boys, so you think she'll only ever give birth to boys? And this will be my second daughter, so you think I'll only ever give birth to girls?
That's right. And when you and Lee divorce, I'll never have to see you ever again. That's the best part of this whole plan.
This is absurd. It's not even the woman who determines the sex of the baby. It's the man. Did you not learn anything in school?
Don't give me that nonsense. You'll say anything to try stick around and leech off my son, won't you?
So this is what you and this Cedric guy have been talking about this whole time, huh? This is his whole plan to help get me out of your life, huh? He's even willing to give up his own wife?
That's right. He said he'll make use of his wife any way he can. And if he can't use her anymore, he said he might as well recycle her. It seems if I don't do something about you, our entire family is going to end before I even know it.
This has got to be the worst thing I've ever heard.
I see talking to you about this any further is just going to be a waste of my time. I'll discuss this with Lee, and I'm sure he'll be on my side. He's a smart boy. I'm sure he'll see things my way.
I can tell you want nothing to do with the baby in my stomach, even though she is your granddaughter.
Of course not. It's a girl. I already have a granddaughter. Why would I want another? I want a grandson. I want you out of the house and out of my life before that baby comes. If you want me to give you another chance, you could always abort that baby and try again.
What? I can't believe you! I can't believe you would say that to me. This is your granddaughter you're talking about. That's even worse than anything else you've said to me before.
Hey, I'm just saying how I feel. That's the type of person I am. Everyone knows what I'm thinking, and they know I'm never hiding anything from them. What's wrong with that?
You're right. I get it now.
You do? That's great. So you're going to divorce Lee? Are you going to tell him for me? I was going to tell him myself, but I think it's best if he hears it directly from you. And if you are the one that divorces him, instead of the other way around, it just makes everything easier on us.
I'm not divorcing him.
Huh?
And I'm not leaving this house.
Wait. What?
Even if you don't like me, your husband does, and so does my husband. They're both looking forward to me giving birth to this new baby girl.
That's because they're both stupid men, and they're too spineless to stand up to you.
Say whatever you want, but I'm not leaving, and I'm having this baby. I love my kids and my husband.
I see. You really are stubborn, or just plain stupid. There's no use in wasting my time talking to you anymore. But remember this. A daughter-in-law who won't give birth to a male heir is nothing more than a criminal. You're doing nothing more than trespassing and stealing from our family. You'll pay for what you're doing. You'll be sorry. I'll make sure of it.
Are you threatening me right now? I think you've lost your mind. Are you saying you're gonna do something to me if I don't leave?
What makes you think that? Do you think I hate you that much?
It wouldn't be the first time. I know it was you who spread olive oil all over the kitchen floor, hoping I'd slip on it and hurt myself. It was only because of the way the sun was shining that I noticed the reflection from the oil and avoided walking on it.
Are you still on about the olive oil? That wasn't me. I told you before, someone simply spilled a bottle of olive oil on the floor by accident. You don't have any proof that I did it on purpose, do you?
I don't have any proof, but the bottle of oil wasn't left on the floor, so someone obviously knew the oil was all over the floor and didn't say anything.
I can't believe you'd blame that on me. You really are a terrible daughter-in-law to doubt your own mother-in-law like that. It sounds to me like it was divine punishment. A higher power must have wanted to punish you for your sins. Don't blame that on me. You can't fight the power of God. If they try to punish you again, I'd suggest that you get your butt out of that house and out of our family before something really bad happens to you. Trisha, is everything okay?
Hi, Joyce. Do you need something? I thought you were heading out for coffee with your friends again.
Yes, of course. I am. I was just wondering if everything was okay at the house. What are you doing right now? Are you okay? Nothing strange happened at the house today, did it? No injuries or anything?
Now that you mention it, I did hurt myself at the house.
Really? You didn't happen to step on a thumbtack or two on the stairs today, did you? 'Cause that's the kind of divine punishment a woman who only gives birth to girls deserves, huh?
I'm not sure what you're talking about right now. I'm not even at home. I went out for groceries today.
What do you mean? Our neighbor Bill just called me and said an ambulance came to our house. He said he saw them take someone out in a stretcher. He called my cell to make sure we were all okay.
If someone was taken to the hospital in an ambulance, it must have been Anthony. He was the only one at home today.
What? You were supposed to be the only one who was home today.
I left shortly after you did today.
I thought you said you hurt yourself.
I did. When I was closing the door to leave today, I stabbed my finger in the door by mistake. It hurt, but it wasn't anything major. But what was this you said about thumbtacks on the stairs?
Just hold on. I thought Anthony was out playing golf today.
That was the plan. He left in the morning to pick up his friend to go golfing. But apparently when he got to his friend's house, his friend wasn't feeling very good. So they decided to cancel and go another day. He stayed there for a coffee and he came back home shortly after you left.
I had no idea. That must mean that it was him that Bill saw being put in the ambulance.
It must be. God, Joyce, what have you done? I hope Anthony is okay.
I thought you'd be the only one at home today.
You thought I'd be the only one home today, so you put thumbtacks on the stairs?
Because you only give birth to girls.
You went that far? Whatever, we can talk about that later. I think we need to get to the hospital and see if your husband is okay.
Do you know which hospital they took him to?
I have no idea, but there's only one hospital near our house, so I assume they'd take him there. I'll try there first.
Okay, I'll get there as soon as I can. Trisha, where are you? Which hospital room is Anthony in?
We're already back home.
What? Already?
What took you so long? The hospital isn't that far from the house.
I had to stop by the house before I went to the hospital. I had some things I needed to clean up there.
I picked up Anthony and brought him home already.
Even though he fell down the steps? They let him out? You didn't drag him out of the hospital and force him to come home with you, did you? You really are a horrible person, aren't you? Give me back my husband!
What are you talking about? It's nothing like that. Anthony fell down the stairs, but it's nothing too serious. He thought he might have thrown his back out again, so he was too scared to move. He called the ambulance with his cell. The paramedics came and took him to the hospital just to be sure it wasn't anything serious, given his age. But it turns out everything was fine. He's just a little bruised up, so they gave him some painkillers and released him.
Really?
He's been playing football since he was young, so it seems his body can take a few hits. Even the doctors were surprised that nothing was broken. Once he was sure there was nothing wrong with his back, he started moving around, and sure enough, he was doing just fine. Just a little sore.
That's a relief. As long as he's okay, that's all that matters. I guess I'll head home and meet you guys there. How about I pick up some Chinese food on the way home for everyone? Anthony loves that. It'll help him feel better after this whole ordeal.
Actually, that's exactly what he said too. So we've already ordered Chinese food for tonight. Enough for 4, that is.
What do you mean? Are you not having any?
No, I'm eating it.
But you, Lee and Allison, plus me and Anthony, that's 5. Is it because Allison is young and there's always leftovers? Do you think a 4-person dinner is enough for everyone?
I ordered enough for the whole family. All 4 of us.
I don't understand. There's 5 people that live in that house. I just listed them all. Plus you're eating for 2 now, 'cause you're pregnant.
I said there was enough for the whole family. So why are you counting yourself?
What are you talking about? I'm part of the family. That's my husband and my son you're living with.
You're not part of the family anymore. That's why we're not counting you.
Huh?
You went too far this time. Anthony and Lee are both pissed at you. Someone who would do what you did to your own family. Neither of them want anything to do with you ever again. Lee said he was kicking you out of the house because of this. But then Anthony spoke up and said divorce would solve all of our problems.
Divorce? Who's divorce? You mean you? Are you finally going to divorce Lee like I want you to?
What? The only one getting divorced around here is you.
What? Why would I get divorced? I would never divorce my husband.
You're not getting it. Your husband said he was divorcing you.
Huh?
It was your fault he fell down the stairs. And not only did you try to hurt his daughter-in-law, you could have seriously hurt his unborn granddaughter had I fallen down those steps. He's divorcing you and we're kicking you out of the house as a family. None of us want you around. Especially not your husband.
What? After I gave him a son? If it wasn't for me giving him a son to carry on his family name, his family line would end with him. Because of me giving birth to Lee, his name will live on another generation. So he can't divorce me. How could he take your side in this? And you have no proof that it was me who put those thumbtacks on the stairs?
Yes, I do.
What?
Aside from you admitting it in my chat history, yesterday, when you told me I was going to be sorry, I took some precautions. I set up little wireless indoor cameras around the house.
You mean surveillance cameras?
Yeah, something like that. They're really cheap nowadays and easy to set up. I just wanted to make sure that if God wanted to punish me, that I'd have proof of them doing it. There's one set up outside our bedroom on the shelf, right behind the little teddy bear.
There is?
Yep. And it has the perfect view of the entire upstairs hallway, as well as the stairs. It shows you deliberately placing all those thumbtacks, and even moving them around so they were spaced out evenly. You spent a lot of time placing them perfectly on the stairs. There's no way you can say that they just happened to spill out without you knowing. I can't believe the cameras were only set up for one day and I got this great of footage.
But that's...
There's no talking your way out of this one now, is there?
Let me apologize. I'm really sorry.
Apologize? At this point in time?
Look, I apologize. Please forgive me. We can work this out.
No, we can't. You didn't just try to hurt me. You could have seriously hurt my baby, too. I don't want to live under the same roof as you ever again.
Then, I'll give you some money to find a new place. I'll pay for your rent. That way we're not living in the same place, right? That's all you want, right?
You want me to live in a different place? Why? This is our house. Lee and I let you move in. I love this place. There's no way I'm leaving.
Well, where do you want me to go? Anthony and I sold our old house because we couldn't afford to live there anymore. After we paid off our debts, there's hardly any money left. We're both retired now. There's no way the bank is going to give us a mortgage so we can buy another house. I'll never forgive you for this.
Forgive me for this? This is all your fault. I didn't do anything here. All I did was set up surveillance cameras in my house to catch people committing crimes. I'm not in the wrong here.
You really plan on kicking me out, don't you?
Not just me. We're all kicking you out. It was a unanimous decision. Oh, and by the way, I'm suing you for $20,000.
What?
For all the mental anguish you've caused me.
You've got to be kidding.
No. You've been teasing me and belittling me ever since I had my first daughter. And you've gotten meaner and meaner since you found out my second child was going to be a girl too. You've been pressuring me, trying to get me to divorce Lee. And now you've attempted to physically harm me and my baby. And this wasn't even the first time. I just never had proof of the things you had done before. Like the olive oil all over the kitchen floor. But I've got proof now. I have our chat history as well as the camera footage. I've already spoken to my lawyer. He thinks $20,000 will be the lowest amount I get from you if I sued you for mental anguish.
$20,000? But I don't have enough money.
That's not my problem. Maybe if you were a family member, I'd care. But you're not anymore.
If you sue me, I'll have nothing left. I'm already retired. You're stripping me of everything I've worked my whole life to get. My husband, my son, my grandchildren, and my money. This can't be happening to me.
You know what? Maybe you were onto something with what you said to me before.
With what?
Maybe a higher power does want to punish you for your sins. But don't blame that on me, because you can't fight the power of God, right? After that, Joyce tried coming back to the house, but we wouldn't let her in. Anthony wouldn't even pack a bag for her. He made her leave with only what she had on. Neither her husband nor her son could forgive her for what she had tried to do. We offered to pack her things and have them shipped to her new address when she got one, but she couldn't find a new place to stay for the longest time. She tried to move in with her brother and his wife, but her sister-in-law wouldn't allow it. Eventually, she had to find a run-down little apartment to rent because she didn't have enough money to stay in cheap motels anymore. I heard she even had to take a waitressing position in a not-so-nice part of town just so she could have enough money to pay the rent. Of course, things might have been better for her if I hadn't sued her for that $20,000 of mental anguish. She's still paying me that in monthly installments. Of course, to ensure that she pays me like the court ordered her to, her wages are being garnished, which means she has to work even longer hours if she wants to keep up with her rent and utility bills. Every few weeks or so, after my baby was born, she'd mail me a letter apologizing and asking me to forgive her and asking me to let her see her new granddaughter. Eventually, I just started ripping up any letters that came from her. But because nobody in our family speaks to her anymore, we never got the chance to tell her that I'm now pregnant with her third grandchild. We couldn't be happier. And the doctor just told us the other day that it's going to be a boy.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. See you next time.